Back in on radio SLCC as well as streaming live throughout the world on KSL and YouTube. First off, we have the starting lineups for the Western Wyoming Mustangs. It will be number 4, Larissa Knight. She's a 5'6" freshman guard from Hagerman, Idaho. Number 23, Sadie Mortensen. She's a 5'8" sophomore guard from Green River, Wyoming. Number 24, Tia Tiller. She's a 5'10" freshman guard out of Kemmerer, Wyoming, Number 25, Tanisha Davison. She's a 6'1" freshman guard out of Alberta, Canada. And number 30, Whitney Syreet. She's a 6' sophomore freshman out of a 6' sophomore forward out of Tropic, Utah. The Mustangs are coached by Garrett Sherman. He's assisted by Mike Swenson and Becca Lewis. And now the starting lineups for your Salt Lake Community College Bruins. First is number 3, Rashawn Giltikin. She's a 5'6" sophomore guard from Lund, Sweden. Number 5, Cassidy Whitney. She's a 5'11" sophomore forward out of American Fork, Utah. Number 10, Clarissa Saavedra. She's a 5'7" freshman guard out of Phoenix, Arizona. Number 11, Shelby Richards. She's a 5'8" freshman guard out of Eagle Mountain, Utah. Out of Riverton, Utah. And number 32, Tanisha Daniels. She's a 6' sophomore forward out of Brigham City, Utah. The Bruins are coached by Betsy Specketer. She's assisted by Alicia Harris and Marcelina Greyer. As I said earlier, the Bruins come into tonight with an 11-2 record, and they are undefeated here inside Bruin Arena at 1-0. Almost ready for our tip, and in case I forget to mention it later, we will bring you the first Scenic Western Athletic Conference home game of the season tomorrow night as the Bruins are set to host Snow College. The women's game will tip at 5:30. The men's game will follow right after at 7:30. First conference home games for both teams, as both teams went 2-0 last weekend on the road. So coming out for the tip, it will be Davison jumping for the Mustangs, and it will be number 5, Cassidy Whitney, jumping center for the Bruins. Ball's in the air, we are underway, and Giltkin pulls down the tip, and the Bruins get the first possession. Mustangs come out in a 2-3 zone. Richards with it. Gets it to Whitney up top, now works to Giltkin on the left wing. Giltkin looking to penetrate, tries going into the post to Whitney. It's tipped away, goes right to Richards. Her three's on the way, no good. But Giltkin follows with the offensive board, resets the offense. Saavedra with it, goes to Giltkin up top. Giltkin's three is on the way, and it is good. The Bruins are on the board early with a three. Bruins come out in a man-to-man. Knight running the point for the Mustangs. And Davison has it taken away by Whitney. The Bruins out in transition. They get it to Saavedra. She misses the layup, but the Bruins pull down the offensive board. Saavedra with it. Up top, thinks about the three. They move it to the right wing to Giltkin. She goes to the high post to Whitney. To Richards. Richards three on the way. No good off the front of the rim. Board pulled down by Syreet for the Mustangs. Knight with it into the front court. Giltkin on her like glue, and the Bruins strip it. Saavedra comes away with it. Going to the rim. Muscles it up. No good, but we'll get our first foul of the night, as it's going to be called on number 23, Sadie Mortensen. It'll be her first team foul on the Mustangs. At the line for the two free throws will be number 10, Clarissa Saavedra. Saavedra's first one is up and good. Saavedra comes into tonight averaging 9.2 points. She goes 2 of 2 from the line. Bruins are up 5-0. It's been the Bruin defense here early, really creating some good opportunities for the Bruins in transition. The Bruins strip it again, but it falls right to Cyreet. She goes to the rim, puts it up with the right hand, and gets it to go. Whitney Cyreet with the first points of the night for the Mustangs. Bruins up 5-2. Richards gets it to Saavedra. They work it to Whitney on the right wing. To Saavedra up top. Her three's on the way. It's around, no good. But Whitney chases down the offensive board. Bruins reset. Whitney looking to penetrate, gets cut off, swings it up top to Saavedra. She crosses over, gets to the lane, kicks it to Whitney. 18-footer on the way, and it is good. Cassidy Whitney with her first points of the night. Bruins up 7-2. Knight with it into the front court. Goes to Tiller on the right wing. Tiller penetrates, puts it up with the right hand. It's an air ball. Long. It's Whitney with the board for the Bruins. Bruins look to push. Get it to Saavedra. She jumps it off inside to Daniel. She puts it up with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Mustangs with the board. Mortensen with it. They go to the high post to Cyreet. She faces up, puts up the 15-footer, no good. Daniels with the board. Whitney with it in transition, kicks it in the corner to Saavedra. Her three's on the way. It's short, no good. Richards there for the board, puts it up, it's swatted away. Goes up again, but she passes it out up top, and Giltkin resets. Oh, great pass by Whitney. Gets it to a cutting Daniels. It's partially blocked. And on the offensive rebound, we're going to get our second foul on the Mustangs. It's called on number 24, Tia Tiller. It's her first. And we're going to get a timeout taken by the Mustangs. It's a 30-second variety, so we'll stick with it right here. Bruins up 7-2, 16:49 to go. But here early, it's the Bruins defense. It's really making a statement. Really not allowing the Mustangs to get into their offense. The one basket Western Wyoming has came off of a strip that fell right to Western Wyoming. Coming out of the timeout, it's the starters still for both teams. It will be Clarissa Saavedra at the free throw. Oh, excuse me. Bruins inbound. It was called on the floor. They get it to Richards in the corner. Her three is good. Bruins go up 10-2. Mortensen into the paint. Gets blocked from behind by Giltkin, and Richards comes down with it. Richards running the break. Gets it to a cutting Daniels, and she lays it in with the left hand. The guards love it when the post players run the floor. Daniels staying in her lane, able to finish. Knight with it, looking to penetrate. Dumps it off inside to Cyreet. She puts it up, no good. The board falls to Giltkin. She pushes ahead to Saavedra. She's going to the rim, up, under, puts it up and in with the right hand. Clarissa Saavedra. We're going to get another timeout taken by Western Wyoming. This is another 30-second timeout. Bruins up 14-2. And really playing pretty well here so far. Leading the way for them with 4 points is Clarissa Saavedra. 2 free throws and then that fast break layup. And then Richards and Giltkin each have a 3-pointer for 3 points.
The Bruins would like to thank the Utah National Guard for the continued support of SLCC athletics. Get physically from Utah for today's job market. National Guard.
Coming out of the timeout for the Bruins, it's still the starters with Saavedra, Giltkin, Richards, Daniels, and Whitney. Knight with it up top for Western Wyoming. Harassed by Giltkin. Gets it to Mortensen. Mortensen looks to penetrate, gets cut off, kicks it up top to Knight. Her three's on the way, and it's good. Good look there by Larissa Knight. Great penetration by Mortensen, able to kick it out for the three. Richards with it. Works to Whitney. Whitney goes to the high post to Daniels. She goes right to the bucket, and she's going to get the foul call. Foul called on number 25, Tanisha Davison. That's her first, third team foul. Subs for Western Wyoming is number 32, Elisa Peterson checks in for the first time. They get it in quickly to Richards. Her three on the way, no good. Mustangs with the board. They push ahead to Mortensen. To Davison. Davison looks to go to work on Whitney. They go into the post to Peterson. She spins, puts it up, no good, but she'll go to the line for two. Foul called on Daniels of the Bruins. Her first team foul. First one is up and good for Peterson. Just checked into the game, her first bucket of the night. Tallest player on either team is Peterson, listed at 6'2", from Garden City, Utah. She goes 2 for 2. Cuts the Bruin lead to 14-7. Richards with it, hands to Giltkin. To Richards to the short corner. Now the Bruins work it around. Giltkin looks to penetrate, kicks to Saavedra. Up top to Richards, 9 on the shot clock. Saavedra goes to Giltkin. Giltkin takes the baseline, puts up the 15-footer, and it's good. Rashawn Giltkin has 5. Bruins up 16-7. Knight on the other end, able to penetrate. Oh, great pass to Peterson, but Peterson can't finish the layup. We're going to get a foul called on the rebound on number 32. That's Elisa Peterson. Her first. 4th team foul on the Mustangs. First sub of the night for the Bruins. 14. As Whitney, Richards, and Daniels all check out. As Lanter, Goldman, and Smith, I believe, checked into the game. And Saavedra puts up a 3, and it is good. Excuse me, it wasn't Smith, it was Paulson Glantz checked into the game. Mustangs with it. Davison on the right wing, goes up top to Mortensen. Mortensen looks to penetrate, stops, pops from 15, and gets it to go. Sadie Mortensen has 5. Bruins with it. Saavedra up top to Giltkin. Giltkin puts up the 15-footer, and it's good. Giltkin has 4 in the last 2 possessions. Mortensen looking to make something happen again. Hands to Davison. They're looking to go to the post to Peterson, but she's stripped by Lanter. Falls to Davison, and then we'll have a jump ball. It will be Mustangs ball.
Good job, Chris. Mustangs basketball.
And with that, we've reached our first media timeout of the first half. Bruins up 22-9, 13:20 to go. Right here on radio, SLCC, your online student source.
You show up and things don't work. You show up and things don't work. They've worked every day. They have. What time? How are you?
Stay up here. Back. Bruins score. It's
Good.
easy. Just go to our athletics homepage, SLCCBruins.com. That's
You're my favorite.
the Bruins are always where you are.
Welcome back in on radio SLCC, your online student source. You are listening to live Bruin basketball as it's the Lady Bruins taking on the Mustangs from Western Wyoming. Bruins up 22-9, 13:21 to go here in the first half. Leading the way so far for the Bruins is number 3, Rashawn Gilkin. She has 7. But it's the Mustangs with it now. Mortensen with it on the left wing. Mortensen with Saavedra on her, looking to go to work. Gets into the key, puts it up with the right hand, and gets the little baby hook to go. Good move by Sadie Mortensen. Mustangs still in their 2-3 zone. Bruins go cross court to Polson Glantz. Down the corner to Gilkin. Back to Polson Glantz on the right wing. Gilkin looks to penetrate, cut off on the baseline. Gets it back to Goldman to Polson Glantz. She's going to put up a 3, and she gets it to go. Shot clock running down. Bruins up 25-11. On the other end, Davison goes to the rim. Can't get it to go, but the rebound goes off of the hands of Carolyn Lantner and out of bounds. Mustangs to inbound. Subs for the Bruins as Richards returns. Mustangs inbound to Mortensen in the right corner. She runs pick and roll. They try going into the post to Cyrete. Not the greatest pass. Now they get it inside to Peterson. The double team comes and the Bruins take it away. Gilkin with it into the front court. Pushes ahead to Richard. She lays it in with the left hand. Great pass by Rashawn Gilkin. But a great double team on the defensive end by Carolyn Lantner led to the turnover. On the other end, Gilkin almost strips Knight. Knight gets it back and pushes ahead to Davison. They try going into the post to Peterson, but it's kicked by the Bruins. Mustangs retain possession, will inbound on the baseline. Larissa Knight to inbound. Gets it into Davison in the left corner. Latner on her. Goes up top to Mortensen. Mortensen looks to drive on Saavedra, puts it up. Can't get it to go, but she's going to go to the line for 2 as the Bruins are going to get a blocking foul called on Tara Goldman. Her first, second team foul. And at the line for 2 will be Sadie Mortensen. Mortensen's first is up and good. Subs for the Mustangs is number 1 Ashley Chestnut and number 21 Casey Gubler check in for the first time tonight. Gubler must have broken a nose recently. She's wearing one of the masks that you see in the NBA. Mortensen goes 2 for 2. And it's Saavedra running the point. Paulson Glantz with it on the right wing, gets it to Saavedra. They go to the high post to Lantner. Her 15-footer is up and good. Bruins go up 29-13. Chestnut running the point. Tries going to the rim, but it gets blocked away by the Bruins. Mustangs to inbound on the baseline. Chestnut to inbound. Gets it into Gubler. Now up top to Chestnut. Bruins still in their man-to-man. Mortensen looks to penetrate. Gets into the lane, puts it up, and finishes with the right hand. Sadie Mortensen causing some serious problems for the Bruins on the perimeter. Doing a really solid job of getting into the paint. We're going to get a timeout taken by the Bruins. 30-second timeout taken by Coach Speckeater. Bruins up 29-15. And really no foul trouble to speak of for the Bruins, as they've only got 2 team fouls, only 4 team fouls for Western Wyoming, and they're all on separate players. So really a pretty clean first half so far, 11:20 to go. Bruins up 29-15. Coming out of the timeouts for the Bruins, it will be Paulson Glantz, Goldman, Richards, Saavedra, and Lantner. Lanter, excuse me. Western Wyoming still in their 2-3 zone. Saavedra running the point for the Bruins. Pushes ahead to Paulson Glantz. To Saavedra, now to Richards on the left wing. She goes to the high post to Lanter. And she pivots right into the face of Peterson. We get a jump ball called. Bruins ball. It'll be Saavedra to inbound. Gets it in the corner to Paulson Glantz. Her three is up, no good. The board's pulled down by Peterson for the Mustangs. Mortensen running the point. Pushes to the left wing to Chestnut. Chestnut cut off. Tries to turn the corner. Oh, we're going to get a foul called on the Bruins as Lander jumped the passing lane, took it away. But the foul's called on Paulson Glantz. Her first, third team foul. Subs for the Bruins as Daniels returns for Goldman. Mortensen with it. Cut off by Richards. They go to in the post to Cyree. She puts it up, no good, but she's going to go to the line for two. Foul called on number 25, Carolyn Lantner. Her first, fourth team foul. And Whitney Cyree at the line for two. First one is good. Subs for the Bruins as Cassidy Whitney checks in for Lantner. Second free throw is hard off the iron, no good. Whitney with the board for the Bruins. Saavedra goes to the right wing to Paulson Glantz, up top now. Richards with it on the left wing. Saavedra goes to Paulson Glantz. She'll put up a three, and it's good. Elsa Paulson Glantz knocks in her second three. She's got 6. Bruins have doubled up the Mustangs, 32-16. Chestnut running the point. Richards on her. They get it to Gubler. She'll pull up from 12. It hits nothing but the left side of the backboard. The Bruins rebound. Saavedra pushes to the right wing, runs pick and roll with Daniels. She puts up an air ball. Whitney tried to save it, but it falls out of bounds. Mustangs ball. Substitutions for the Mustangs as Davison returns for Cyree. Chestnut running the point. Richards on her. Tries getting it to Davison, but Whitney takes it away. The Bruins push ahead to Richards. Richards going to the rim, cut off, drops it to Whitney, and she travels. Turnover by the Bruins. 9:30 to go. Bruins up 32-16. Chestnut with it for the Mustangs. Davison on the left wing. Gets it to Mortensen. Mortensen looking to drive. Gets it to Chestnut at the right elbow. Stuck on the ground. Gets it to Peterson. Peterson tries to go to the rim. Gets cut off. Goes to Gubler. Gubler had it tipped out of her hands as she tried to shoot it, but then she still kind of shot it. It goes out of bounds. Bruins basketball. Subs for the Bruins as Giltkin checks in for Paulson Glantz. Giltkin with it. Goes to the high post to Whitney. She'll pull up from 15. It's around, no good. The rebound goes off the Mustangs. Bruins to inbound on the baseline. Subs for the Mustangs as Knight returns for Mortensen. Mortensen's been their main offensive weapon here in the first half, so the Mustangs are going to have to try and find some offense. Bruins get into Richards in the left corner. She goes up top to Saavedra. Back to Richards. Bruins swing it around the horn. Now they go to the high post to Whitney. We're going to get a foul called on the floor, called on Larissa Knight. It's her first 15 foul. And the Bruins are set to inbound on the baseline. Giltkin inbounds. Gets it into Whitney. Whitney looks to penetrate, puts it up with the right hand. Can't get it to go, but she's going to go to the line for two. Foul called on number 32, Elisa Peterson. That's her second 16 foul. Cassidy Whitney at the line for two. Her first is short, no good.
You got it, Cass. Here we go.
Whitney so far tonight has 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting. She does have 4 boards. She makes the second. Pushes the Bruin lead to 33-16. Chestnut quickly into the front court. Giltkin on her. Chestnut goes in the corner to Gubler. They go to the post to Peterson. The double team comes. She forces it up. No good. The Bruins pull down the board. Richards pushes ahead to Whitney. Whitney looks to drive. It's swatted by Peterson. Whitney gets it back, and now the Bruins reset. Giltkin's going to put up a three. It's hard off the rim. No good. Now the Mustangs look to run for the first time. Gubler with it. Works to the post. Oh, great pass to Peterson. Peterson puts it in with the right hand. Great court vision there by Casey Gubler. Bruins with it. Giltkin goes to the right wing to Richards. Her three is up. It's short. It's the Mustangs with the board. Quickly to Chestnut. And she slows it down. Bruins still in the man-to-man. Chestnut guarded by Giltkin. Gubler tries cutting, but it goes off the foot of Richards. Subs for the Bruins as Richards checks out. And Paulson Glantz checks back in. Paulson Glantz knocked down 2 threes here. Her first time through. Gets right back into the game. Gubler with the 15-footer. It's an air ball, but it falls right to Davison. She forces it up. No good, but she'll go to the line for 2. Foul called on number 32, Tanisha Daniels. That's her second 15 foul on the Bruins. And at the line for 2 is number 25, Tanisha Davison. First one is no good. Subs for the Bruins as Goldman checks in for Daniels. Second free throw by Davison is good. She goes 1 of 2, her first point of the night. Bruins lead cut to 33-19. Saavedra with it. Goes to Paulson Glantz on the right wing. We're going to get a foul called away from the ball on number 21, Casey Gubler. It's her first 17th foul. So it will be Cassidy Whitney at the line for the 1-and-1. Whitney's first free throw was up, no good, and it's the Mustangs with the board. Knight looking to run. Giltkin on her. Knight trying to get some help. Now she hands to Chestnut. She looks to go to work on Saavedra. But the two as Chestnut kind of lost the handle, both Giltkin and Saavedra bent down to pick it up. And they went forehead to forehead, both come up grabbing their heads. It is a full timeout because it is the second media timeout at 6:48. Bruins up 33-19. Taking a quick look at the stats here so far tonight, the Bruins are 12 of 27 from the field for 44%. The Mustangs are 6 of 16 for a 37%. The Bruins have already shot 13 three-pointers, and they're 5 of 13 from the three-point line, as the Mustangs are 1 for 1. Bruins are 3 of 5 from the line, 6 of 8 for the Mustangs, and the Bruins have 7 more rebounds, 17 to 10. The Bruins have 12 assists compared to only 2 for the Mustangs, and 9 second chance points for the Bruins. They've really crashed the offensive glass hard here in the first half. They've missed a handful of shots, but as you can tell, the Bruins do have 11 more shots than the Mustangs, so they've crashed the offensive glass really well here in the first half. Coming out of the timeout for the Bruins, it will be Giltkin, Saavedra, Whitney, Goldman, and Paulson Glantz. Mustangs to inbound on the baseline, Chestnut to put it in play. We're going to get a foul called on the Bruins before the ball could come in. Called on Paulson Glantz, her second 16 foul. So both teams in the bonus from here on out. Mustangs get it into Mortensen. She thinks about the three, now she takes the baseline and dribbles back out of it. Mortensen with Giltkin on her, gets into the lane, forces it up, no good. Bruins knock it out of bounds. Mustangs to inbound on the baseline. We've got a sub for the Bruins. As Mata Epinesa checks in for the first time tonight. Epinesa checks in for Paulson Glantz. Sydney Ward with the ball for the Mustangs. Gets it to Mortensen. Her three is up, no good. The Bruins pull down the board. Saavedra with it into the front court. Goes to Giltkin. They go cross court to Whitney. Up top to Saavedra. She'll put up a three. It's off to the left. No good. Davison there for the board. Mustangs look to push. Oh, great hands by Saavedra. She takes it away, pushes ahead to Whitney. Whitney puts it up with the right hand. No good. Goldman battles for the board. It goes off of Goldman. Mustangs basketball. Bruins up 33-19 still. Haven't scored in a while. Chestnut with it into the front court. Gets it up top to Mortensen, and we're going to get a foul called on Whitney for reaching. It's her first 7th team foul on the Bruins. So Sadie Mortensen for the Mustangs will step to the line for the 1-and-1. Free throw is up and good. She earns the second. Mortensen's second is up, no good. Epinesa with the board. Goldman with it at the high post, goes to work, great drive, can't get it to go, it falls to Epinesa. She kicks it out to Giltkin. Now the Bruins reset. Saavedra goes to Giltkin on the left wing. They try going inside to Epinesa, but it's taken away by the Mustangs. Ward with it in the front court. Goes into the post to Peterson. She works into the middle, puts it up with the right hand and gets it to go. Elisa Peterson cuts the Bruin lead to 11, 33-22. They go right inside to Epinesa. She's stripped momentarily by Peterson, gets it back. Now Saavedra with it. Gets it to Giltkin. Giltkin puts up a 15-footer. It's no good. We're going to get a foul call on the rebound on Peterson. That's her third. 8th team foul, so at the line will be Giltkin. Subs for the Mustangs as Cyreet checks back in for Peterson. And for the Bruins, Richards checks in for Goldman.
Hey, you were in 3 still. You're in 3. You're in the point. Don't put Shelby there.
Giltkin's first free throw is up and good, so she earns the second. Second free throw is up and good. Giltkin goes 2 for 2. Chestnut running the point. Goes to the left wing to Ward. Up top to Davison. To the right wing to Mortensen. She tries to drive. Dumps it off to Cyreet. She gets into the paint. Puts it up. No good. Rebound's tipped around and it falls to Giltkin. Giltkin looks to run. And she turns it over. Great hands by the Mustang defense. Swiping it away.
Defense, let's go. 1.
Chestnut with it. Goes to Ward. They go in the post to Cyreet. She gets double teamed. Her pass goes off the knee of Davison and then off the knee of Richards and falls right to Mortensen. Cyreet with it. Goes back to Mortensen. Mortensen looks to penetrate. Dribbles off her own foot and out of bounds. Bruin basketball. Good defense there by the Bruins. Really putting a lot of ball pressure on the ball handler. Bruins up 13, 35-22. Now we're going to get a cheap foul called on the Mustangs as number 25, Tanisha Davison, gets caught reaching in. Her second personal, 9th team foul on the Mustangs. Whitney at the line for the 1-and-1. First one is up and good. Cassidy earns the second. Whitney set for the second. She goes 2 for 2. She has 7. Bruins up 37-22. Chestnut running the point for the Mustangs. Goes to Mortensen on the right wing. Giltkin on her. And we're going to get an offensive foul called on Mortensen for the push-off. It'll be her second. 10th team foul. No free throws coming because it's an offensive foul.
Shelby's going to run. Cass, start too low. Run a swing. Too low. Push Shelby. Push Shelby. Inside. Inside, Cass. In, Cass.
Giltkin with it on the right wing. They go to the left wing to Richards. Now they go inside to Epinesa. She puts it up with the right hand and gets it to go. Maata Epinesa with her first 2 of the night. Bruins up 17, 39-22. Saavedra steps in, tips it away from Chestnut. Chestnut with it up top. Bruins still in the man-to-man. They go to the high post to Davison. Davison looks to drive. And we're going to get a jump ball called as Whitney reaches in and ties her up. It's Mustangs ball. 3:05 to go. Chestnut to inbound. Now the officials are getting together to discuss they're resetting the shot clock. That's what it is. Putting 13 seconds back on the shot clock. Chestnut to inbound on the baseline. Gets it into Ward on the left wing. Ward looks to penetrate. Gets cut off. Now gets it up top to Chestnut. She looks to go to work on Saavedra. She pushes it up with the right hand. Counting the foul. Ashley Chestnut gets into the lane. Counting the foul. Foul called on number 10, Clarissa Saavedra. Her first 8th team foul. Chestnut at the line for the and one. It is up and good. Subs for the Bruins as Paulson Glantz checks in with her 2 fouls. 2:54 to go. Giltkin with it into the front court. Goes cross court to Paulson Glantz. She just checks in, puts up a 3. It's no good. Whitney's there for the board, and Giltkin backs it out. They go right to the high post to Whitney. Loses the handle, gets it back, pivots. Tries cutting through the lane, but they get her for the travel.
Change your pivot foot unless she gets pushed.
Chestnut quickly with it into the front court. Ward catches it on the right block, decides to back it out. Now they go to the high post to Cyrete. Cross court to Ward. Ward 3 on the way, and it's good. Sydney Ward knocking down a 3. Cuts the Bruin lead back to 11, 39-28. Giltkin wheels and deals, goes up top to Richards. Her 3's on the way. It's short.
Get that.
The board goes off the hands of Davison and out of bounds. Bruins to inbound on the baseline.
Don't out. Back the rim. Get to the rim.
1:54 to go. Giltkin gets it into Whitney. To Richards up top. Paulson Glantz now on the right wing. Bruins swing it around. They get it to Whitney at the high post. She drops it back to Richards, and Richards is fouled. Foul called on number 2, Sydney Ward, her first. Bruins already in the double bonus. Shelby Richards at the line for 2 free throws. Has not attempted a free throw yet tonight. Now she's 0 for 1. Shelby has 5 points. She's 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. She gets the second free throw. Pushes the Bruin lead back to 12, 40-28. Chestnut quickly into the front court. Goes to Ward in the left corner. Richards on her. They go to the high post to to Davison. She goes into the post to Cyrete, and Richards takes it away. Richards looks to run. Gets into the paint. Goes right to the rim. Puts it up. No good. Epinesa is there for the board. Kicks it up top to Whitney. Goes to the high post to Richards. Richards stripped, but it goes out of bounds off of Cyrete. Bruins to inbound on the baseline. 1:10 to go. Giltkin gets it into Richards. And the Bruins turn it. Oh, Mortensen made a pretty good play on it, but she couldn't keep her feet in bounds. Tried to tight walk the sideline. Steps on the line. Bruins get it back. They go right inside to Epinesa, and she gets fouled as the double team comes. Foul called on 25. That's Davison. That's her 3rd. So Davison and Peterson both with 2 personals. 2 tallest players on Western Wyoming's team. Epinesa at the line for the double bonus. First one is up and good. Second free throw by Epinesa is no good. Paulson Glantz tries to save it, but she's out of bounds. Mustangs basketball. Bruins come out with a little full court token pressure here for the first time. And Richards gets Chestnut to dribble it off of her foot and out of bounds for the turnover. Paulson Glantz with it, goes up top to Richards. Whitney, who goes back door, gets it to Giltkin in the corner. Her 3's on the way and good. Rashawn Giltkin's got 12. Mustangs with it. Richards tried to save it, crashes into the table, goes out of bounds. Mustangs basketball. Ward to inbound, gets it to the high post to Cyreek. Cyreek dribbles it off of her leg and gets it back. Ward with it now. Whitney on her. Ward looks to penetrate, cut off. Goes to Davison. Davison travels. Trying so hard to get it into Cyreek. She tried to lean around the defender and picks up her pivot foot. "15 seconds to go. Shot clock is off." Richards with it. Hands to Giltkin. Giltkin up top. Goes cross court to Richards. 5. Gets it to Paulson Glantz, and her 15-footer is good. And that will do it for the first half. Bruins will head to the locker room. Up 46-28. They hit a little bit of a lull there from about the 10 to the 7-minute mark, but other than that, the Bruins playing really well, looking to get to 100 for their second game in a row. Up 46-28. Leading the way for the Bruins was Rashawn Giltkin, going 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. She's also got 3 boards and 4 assists, and a steal. Really filling up the stat sheet there in the first half was Giltkin. After her, coming in off the bench with 8 was Elsa Paulson Glantz, going 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line for her 8 points. And then with 7 was Clarissa Saavedra. Finishes 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 4 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. She also had a board and 2 steals. And then with 6 points was Shelby Richards, 2 of 9 from the field, 1 of 6 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She also had 4 boards and a steal. And then coming in off the bench was Maata Epenisa, She finishes with 3 points on 1-on-1 shooting, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She also had 3 boards in only 6 minutes of action. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will have the second half for you live right here on radio, SLCC, your online student source. Welcome back in on Radio SLCC, your online student source, as well as streaming live on KSL.com. I'm Zach Hodge, bringing you live play-by-play action of Bruin women's basketball. We are at the half, and the Bruins are up 46-28. Taking a quick look at the stats, leading the way for the Bruins was Rashawn Gilkin. 10 points on 3 of 5 shooting from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. She was perfect from the charity stripe, going 2 for 2. She also pulled down 3 boards and had 4 assists. After her, 2 players with 8 points is Cassidy Whitney, as well as Elsa Pulsa Glantz checking in off the bench. Each finished with 8. Whitney also pulled down 7 boards. Glantz was 2 of 4 from the three-point line. Taking a look at the stats for Western Wyoming, leading the way for them was Sadie Mortensen with 9, 3 of 4 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. She also has an assist. For the Mustangs in the first half, they shot 9 of 21 from the field for 42.9%. They were 2 of 3 from the three-point line for 66% and 8 of 11 from the free throw line for 72%. The Bruins finished 15 for 37 for 40% from the field, 7 of 18 from the three-point line for 38%, and 9 of 13 from the free throw line for 69%. Coming out in the second half for the Bruins, it will be Giltkin, Richards, Whitney, Saavedra, and Daniels. For the Mustangs, it will be Mortensen, Peterson, Cyrete, Chestnut, and Davison. Few changes for the Mustangs as Chestnut starts the second half, as does Peterson. First possession for the Bruins. Giltkin puts it up. It's no good. Goes out of bounds off the Bruins. Mustangs take over. Mortensen with it into the front court. Bruins still in their man-to-man. They go to the high post to Davison. She works into the paint, puts it up with the left hand, no good. Board pulled down by Daniels for the Bruins. Giltkin pushes into the front court, works into the paint, drops it to Saavedra on the left wing. She goes cross court to Richards. Richards wide open for the 3, and it is good. Shelby was 1 for 6 from the three-point line in the first half, but she knocks down her first attempt here in the second. Bruins up 49-28. Cyrete with it on the right wing. Goes to the high post to Davison. Looking inside for Peterson. Now she kicks it back up top to Chestnut. Mustangs reset. Cyrete with it at the high post. Back to Chestnut. 10 on the shot clock. Cyrete on the right wing. Looking inside. Goes to Davison in the corner. 2 on the shot clock. Got to make something happen. The passing gets tipped. And we're going to get a shot clock violation on the Mustangs. And we're going to get our first timeout of the second half, as the Mustangs are going to take it. It's a full timeout. Bruins up 49-28, 18:50 to go. Bruins come out with a quick 3 and then a couple of good defensive stands, forcing the quick timeout by the Mustangs, as head coach Garrett Sherman's used timeouts really early in both halves now. He used both of his 30-second timeouts in the first 5 minutes of the game, as things were getting out of hand in the Bruins' direction early. And he was looking to try and stop the issues that the Mustang defense was having. Coming out of the timeout for the Mustangs, it's still their starting 5 of the second half, as Tia Tiller as well as Larissa Knight start the second half on the bench for the Mustangs. Bruins to inbound. Giltkin still running the point. Mustangs still in their 2-3 zone. Chestnut and Mortensen up top. Giltkin with it up top. Goes in the corner to Saavedra. Her 3 on the way. It's short. Board pulled down by Peterson. Chestnut being harassed by Giltkin. Goes to the right wing to Cyrete. Whitney on her. Davison with it now. They go inside to Peterson. Goes out of bounds off the Bruins. Mustangs to inbound on the baseline. Subs for the Mustangs is number 21, Casey Gubler, is going to check in for Davison. Chestnut trying to inbound, gets it into Mortensen. Really close to a 5 call there. Mortensen gets into the paint, forces it up, no good. Peterson had the board, loses it out of bounds. Bruins basketball. Gilkin running the point for the Bruins. Turns the corner, gets cut off, goes up top to Daniels, now in the corner to Saavedra. She goes back up top to Gilkin, they go to the high post to Whitney. She goes to the rim, puts it up, no good, but draws the foul. Great pump fake there by Cassidy Whitney. Got Peterson to go for it, and 21 Casey Gubler had to foul her. It's Gubler's first team foul here in the second half on the Mustangs. First free throw is up, no good for Whitney. Whitney's got 8 points on 2 of 5 shooting from the field. She goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Drops her to 3 for 7 for the game. Chestnut running the point for the Mustangs. Giltkin on her. Chestnut gets into the paint. Great pass to Peterson. Kicks it to Cyrete. Her three's on the way. It's no good. Whitney's there for the board. Whitney pushes quickly into the front court. Tries going inside to Daniels. It goes off the leg of Chestnut and falls right to Giltkin. Saavedra going to put up a 3. It's no good. The board falls to Daniels. Daniels puts it in with the left hand. Great putback by Tanisha Daniels. She has 4. Bruins up 51-28. Cyrete with it on the left wing. Goes cross court to Mortensen. She takes the baseline. And we're getting a blocking foul called on the Bruins on Daniels. It's her 3rd personal. First team foul on the Bruins here in the second half. At the line for 2 is Sadie Mortensen. First free throw is around and down. Mortensen so far tonight has 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting from the free throw line. Subs for the Bruins as Epinesa checks in for Daniels. Saavedra running the point. Gives it to Richards in the corner. They swing it to Gilkin, and Saavedra's pass just goes over the top of Gilkin's head and out of bounds. Subs for the Bruins as Epinesa checks out as Goldman checks in. Mustangs with it. Chestnut on the left wing, running a little pick and roll with Peterson, gets cut off. Now they go inside to Peterson, double team comes, she puts it up, no good. And the board falls to Goldman, who just checked in. Gets it to Saavedra. Saavedra looking to run. Now decides to slow it down. Gets it to Giltkin. Now in the corner to Richards. Richards 3 on the way, around, no good. Board grabbed by Cyrete for the Mustangs. Mortensen on the left wing. They swing across court to Gubler. Gives it to Cyrete. Cut off by Whitney. Now Gubler fouled on the drive, on the shot. Foul called on Richards. It's her second team foul on the Bruins. At the line for 2 will be Casey Gubler. She's 0 for 3 from the field. No points yet. First free throw is short, no good. Subs for the Bruins as Elsa Paulson-Glantz checks in for Saavedra. Second free throw by Gubler is around and good. She's on the board. Bruins are up 20, 51-31. Paulson-Glantz with it. They swing it to Whitney. Whitney goes in the corner to Paulson Glantz, runs pick and roll with Goldman. Up top to Whitney. Whitney, teardrop from 12. It's good. Cassidy Whitney has 9. Bruins up 53-31. Chestnut running the point. Drops it off to Gubler. She'll pull it from 12. It's short. Board pulled down by Paulson Glantz. Quickly to Whitney. Gets it to Richards. Richards hits the bottom of the rim. No good. The follow is put up by Whitney. It's no good. But we've got a foul called on the Mustangs. Called on Chestnut on the arm. Her first 2 free throws coming for Whitney. 2 team fouls now on the Mustangs. Whitney's first free throw is good. Whitney's second free throw is up. She goes 2 for 2. Bruins up 55-31. Chestnut running the point for the Mustangs. Giltkin still on her. Chestnut able to get in the lane, puts it up with the right hand. It's no good. Paulson Glantz pulls down the board for the Bruins. They push ahead to Richards to a cutting Goldman who can't handle the pass. It goes off of her fingertips and out of bounds. Mustangs take over. Bruins currently with their largest lead of 24 points. Mortensen into the lane, puts it up, no good, but we're going to foul called on Goldman. It's her second, third team foul on the Bruins. At the line will be number 23, Sadie Mortensen. Mortensen misses the first one. Makes her 5 for 7 from the free throw line. She's got 11. Subs for the Bruins as Goldman checks out. Is Epinesa checks back in. Second free throw by Mortensen is good. Bruins up 55-32. Paulson Glantz with it on the right wing. They swing it to Richards. Richards on the left wing. They look to the high post. Now they go cross court. Paulson Glantz, her 3 is on the way and it's good. Elsa Paulson Glantz knocks down her third 3 of the night. She has 11. Bruins up 58-32. Mortensen hands to Chestnut. Now to Gubler. Gubler cut off. Drops it to Peterson. She dribbles it into the corner. And then she throws a fastball right at Gubler. Gubler unable to handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. Bruins basketball. 14-19. Next whistle after the 14-minute mark will be our media timeout. Bruins up 58-32. Whitney with it up top. They go into the post to Epinesa. She puts it up. It's no good. But she's going to go to the line for 2. Foul called on number 32. That's Elisa Peterson. That's her 4th. Third team foul on the Mustangs. As Mata Epinesa at the line for 2. First one is good. Second free throw for Epinesa is up and it's short. Rebound falls to Mortensen for the Mustangs. Mortensen into the front court. Goes right to the rim. Puts it up. No good. It's an air ball. Gubler tries to save it. It goes out of bounds. Bruin basketball. Subs for the Bruins is number 25, Carolyn Lantner, checks in for Cassidy Whitney. Giltkin with it into the front court. Goes to the right wing to Paulson Glantz. Back to Giltkin. She'll put up a 3. It's good. Rashawn Giltkin knocks down another 3. She's 3 of 4 from the 3-point line. She has 13. Chestnut with it. Crosses over. Puts it up from 12.
Get that Elsa!
No good, but it falls right to Gubler. And Gubler's fouled on the putback. Foul called on number 42. That's Mata Epinesa. Her first. 4th team foul on the Bruins. Gubler's free throw is up, no good. Gubler's second is around and good. Cuts the Bruin lead to 29, 62-33. Giltkin goes cross court to Richards in the corner. Richards drives, pushes it up with the right hand, can't get it to go, but it falls right to Lantner. She puts it up, no good, but she'll go to the line for 2. Foul call on number 21, Casey Gubler, her third, 4th team foul on the Mustangs. First free throw by Carolyn is no good, hard off the back of the rim. Set for her second. This one is up and good. Bruins go back up 30, 63-33. Chestnut with it into the front court. Giltkin on her and Chestnut traveled. Turnover by the Mustangs. 13:06 to go. Bruins up 30. Giltkin running the point. Mustangs still in their 2-3 zone. Richards looks into the post. They go in the corner. The Paulson glance. She goes cross court to Giltkin. Giltkin pulls up from 15. She's fouled. And is going to go to the line for 2. Foul called on Mortensen. It's her third, 15 foul. Mustangs getting a little foul trouble going here in the second half. As Mortensen's got 3, Davison has 3, Gubler has 3, and Peterson has 4. First one for Giltkin is no good. Second is around, no good. And the board falls to Peterson. Mustangs, Gubler quickly into the front court, and we're going to get an offensive foul called on Gubler for throwing the forearm. It's her 4th, 6th foul. So now Gubler and Peterson both with 4 personals. Subs for the Bruins as Saavedra checks in for Giltkin. Richards with it on the left wing. Goes inside to Epinesa. It's tipped away and she gets it back to Richards. Goes to the right wing to Saavedra. Back to Richards. Bruins swing it around. Paulson Glantz will put up a 3 and it's good. It is raining in Bruin Arena tonight for Elsa Paulson Glantz. 4 of 6 from the 3-point line for 14. On the other end, Peterson puts up a 10-footer. It's no good. Now we've got a loose ball. And Epinesa comes out with it. Saavedra running the point. Paulson Glantz tries going cross court, but it's taken away by Gubler. Gubler goes to the rim, puts it up, no good, but she'll go to the line for 2. Foul called on Clarissa Saavedra. Her second personal foul, 15 foul on the Bruins. At the line for 2 will be Casey Gubler. Gubler tonight is 2 of 4 from the free throw line. She's got 2 points and 1 board. First free throw is good. Second free throw is no good. The Bruins pull down the board. Paulson glance with it. Goes to Richards. They go into the post to Epinesa. She spins to the lane. Puts it up with the right hand. No good. The board goes off of the Bruins. Mustangs take over. Mustangs with it into the front court. Chestnut gets into the lane, pushes it up with the right hand, no good. Peterson had the board. It's tipped away by the Bruins, and Epinesa comes out with it. Bruins quickly into the front court. Saavedra. Cross court to Richards in the corner to Paulson glance. Another three's up. That one's short. Peterson with the board for the Mustangs. Mortensen with it.
Let's go defense! Here we go! Defense!
Goes in the corner to Cyree. Cyree goes cross court to Gubler. Gubler will put up a 15-footer. It's good. Casey Gubler with her first made field goal tonight. She has 5. Bruins with it. Paulson glance on the right wing. They go to the high post to Lantner. Now quickly to Richards. Richards will put up a 3. It's short, no good. Board pulled down by Cyree for the Mustangs. Gubler with it. They go into the post to Peterson. Back to Gubler. Great pass to Peterson. She puts it up, no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line for 2. Foul called on number 25, Caroline Lantner. Her second, 16 foul on the Bruins. Peterson's first free throw is good. 3 subs checking in for the Bruins as Whitney returns, as does Giltkin. And number 33, Ashlyn Smith, makes her first appearance of the night. Subs for the Mustangs as well, as they will try and have 5 new. If Peterson can make her second, she'll check out, but 4 new on the floor. It's Davison, Knight return, as does Ward, and for the first time, and Tia Tiller return, excuse me. Peterson misses the second. Bruins up 66-37. Whitney with it. Swings it around. Giltkin on the right wing. Looks inside to Smith. Now she goes cross court to Whitney. Whitney gets into the lane. Tries dropping it off to Smith, but Ward comes out with it. Ward gets trapped in the backcourt. Now she gets it tonight. Knight gives it to Ward. They go into the post to Peterson. She pushes it up with the right hand and gets it to go. Bruins pushes it ahead to Whitney, and we're going to get a foul called on number 2, Sydney Ward. Her second personal, 17th foul on the Bruins, so the Bruins are in the 1-1. Subs for the Mustangs is number 33, Makala Arrington checks in for the first time tonight, as Peterson checks out. Whitney at the line for the 1-1. Puts up an air ball. Cassidy had her troubles from the charity stripe here tonight. She is now 5 for 10. Mustangs with it in the front court. Davison on the right wing. Bruins still in their man-to-man. They go to Ward. Ward looking to make something happen. Gets into the lane. Puts it up with the right hand and gets it to go. Sydney Ward with a strong finish. Saavedra goes cross court. They get it to Whitney. Back to Saavedra. Giltkin looking to make something happen. Kicks it in the corner to Whitney, but we're going to get a foul called on the drive. Giltkin will go to the line for the 1-1. Foul called on number 24, Tia Tiller. Her second, 8th team foul. Giltkin at the line for the 1-1. First one is up and good. Earns the second. She's now 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Giltkin set for her second. That one is also good. She goes 2 for 2. Knight running the point for the Mustangs. Giltkin on her. Gets it to Ward. Davison gets trapped. They get it to Smith. Smith puts up a 15-footer. It's around, no good. Excuse me, that's Arrington, not Smith. Arrington's 15-footer, no good. But the rebound goes off the Bruins and the Mustangs inbound. Subs for the Bruins as Richards checks in for Saavedra. Knight to inbound. Gets it into Tiller. Tiller will put up a 3. It's around, no good. It falls to Arrington. Her putback's no good, and Richards pulls down the board. Pushes ahead to Whitney. Whitney lays it in with the right hand. Good look ahead there by Shelby Richards. Ward with it. She'll put up a 3. Around, no good. Smith with the board for the Bruins. Bruins push ahead to Richards, and she finishes with the right hand. The Bruins getting out in transition. Up 72-41, 7:55 to go. Ward with it on the left wing. Looks to penetrate, pulls up from 15 and gets it to go. Whitney with it on the right wing. Pulls up from 18. It's long. And it goes to Knight on the long board. She gets harassed in the backcourt. Gets it to Arrington. And now to Ward.
Let's go! Knock it off defense! Let's go, Shelby!
Ward with it in the left corner. Bruins now into his zone. They get it to Knight. Knight a long 3. It's no good and it falls to Richards. Richards looking to push. Gets into the lane, puts up with the right hand, no good. And Knight pulls down the board for the Mustangs. Davison, wide open, lays it in with the right hand. Nobody gets back on defense for the Bruins. The Mustangs with an easy 2. 72-45, 6:40 to go. Whitney with it on the right wing. Swings it to Giltkin to Richards. Back to Giltkin. They go to the high post to Lantner. Now to Whitney. Whitney goes cross court to Richards. Ducks under the Mustangs' arm and the tip comes out to Tiller for the Mustangs. Tiller running the break. Tries going to Knight. Goes off the hands of Knight and out of bounds. Bruins basketball. And with that, we reached our second media timeout of the second half. 6:12 to go. Bruins up 72-45. Leading the way here tonight for the Bruins is Rashawn Giltkin. 15 points, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 4 of 7 from the field. She's also pulled down 3 boards and has 5 assists. Cassidy Whitney has 14 for the Bruins, 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 1 from the three-point line. She's also pulled down 9 boards, the one Bruin close to a double-double. And then for Western Wyoming, only player in double figures is Sadie Mortensen, and she's 3 of 6 from the field and 6 of 8 from the free throw line for 12 points.
All right, fans, get loud. Who wants some free
She also has 1 rebound. Coming out of the timeout for the Mustangs, it is Arrington, Tiller, Knight, Davison, and Ward. Mustangs have, I would say, played quite a bit better on the defensive end here in the second half. Lately, their transition D's been a little bit slow. For the Bruins, we'll have Richards, Goldman, Daniels, Giltkin, and Paulson Glantz. Tall lineup on the floor for the Bruins, as Goldman's 5'11", Daniels is 6 foot, and Paulson Glantz is 6 foot. Paulson Glantz with it up top. Works inside, kicks it to Giltkin. Now to Richards on the left wing. Back to Giltkin. Giltkin looks to make something happen. Gets cut off by the Mustang zone. Richards turns it over. Tried getting it to Paulson Glantz, and now they double team Davison in the backcourt. She throws it off the hands of Paulson Glantz out of bounds. Mustang ball. Bruins still in their zone. Ward, or excuse me, Tiller puts up a quick three. Ward pulls down the board, gets it to Arrington. Back to Tiller. Tiller looks to drive, puts it up with the right hand, no good. Daniels with the board for the Bruins. Giltkin quickly into the front court. Gets it to Richard. She puts it up with the right hand. She can't get it to go, and it falls to Paulson Glantz. Giltkin resets the offense. Great pass inside to Daniels, and she lays it in with the right hand. Knight quickly into the front court. Goes to Davison.
Keep your hands up.
Cross court to Ward. Get it to the high post to Davison. She puts it up. It's tipped by the Bruins. Goes out of bounds. Mustang basketball. Subs for both teams as Sabedra returns for the Bruins. And for the Mustang, the only player that stays on the floor is Davison. Or no, excuse me. They had 6. Davison's checking out. The only player that stays on the floor is Ward. For the first time tonight, we get Reese Bauer, Haley Hardman, Tristan Bills, and it's Bills with the ball. Gets it to Alicia Lewis, who just checked in as well. They get it to Hardman. She puts up a 3 as the shot clock runs down. It goes out of bounds. Bruin ball. Sabedra running the point for the Bruins. Gets it to Paulson Glantz, cross court to Richards. Richards takes the baseline, puts it up with the right hand, can't get it to go. And it comes out to Ward. She pushes ahead to Bauer. Bauer stops and travels. Had a chance, probably should have just gone to the rim, but she tried jump stopping, but she shuffled her feet. Paulson Glantz with it. Swings it to Sabedra. Back to Richards on the left wing now. They try going to the high post to Goldman. It's tipped away and falls to Hardman. Hardman pushes ahead. Gets it to Ward. Now to Bauer. Bauer goes up top to Bills. Bills looks to drive, but it's knocked away, and the Bruins come out with it. Sabedra into the front court. Great pass to Richards. Richards still can't get it to go. She just can't buy a close one. Sabedra with it on the right wing. They swing it to Richards on the left wing. She takes the baseline, goes for it again, and this one she gets to go. Ward with it, hands to Bills. Bills goes to the high post to Hardman. Hardman drives, puts it up, no good, and Daniels is there for the board for the Bruins. They go to the high post to Daniels. Get it back to Paulson Glantz. Now they swing it. Sabedra looking to make something happen. Gets into the key, puts it up, but we're going to get an offensive foul called on the Bruins. On Larissa Sabedra. It's her third. 16 foul on the Bruins. 2:44 to go. Bruins up 76-45. Bills with it into the front court. Drops it off to Hardman, and Hardman gets a 15-footer to go. Richards with it, hands back to Saavedra. Runs pick and roll with Goldman. Richards with it, gets it inside to Smith. No good, but Goldman's there for the board. Richards on the left wing. Gets it to Saavedra. Saavedra drops it off to Smith. Her 10-footer's up and good to go. Ashlyn Smith with her first 2 of the night. On the other end, Bauer puts up a long 3. It's no good. But Ward's there for the putback. She has 9. Bruins up 78-49, and then Ward takes away the Bruin pass. She stops, pulls up from 15. It's no good. Board falls to Lewis. They get it back to Ward. She'll put up a 3. It's no good. This time the Bruins pull down the board. Richards pulls it in. Push ahead to Saavedra. She slows it down. Paulson glance goes cross court to Richards. She'll put up a 3. It's no good. Paulson glance with the board for the Bruins. Gives it to a cutting Richards. She steps through, puts it up with the right hand, can't get it to go. Goldman gets the offensive board. She puts it up. It's no good. And it's the Mustangs with the board. Ward running the point for the Mustangs. Gets it to Bills. She'll put up a 3, and it's good. Tristan Bills with her first bucket of the night. They get it to Goldman. To Paulson glance. Her 3 is up. It's no good. Richards there for the board. Looks to drive. Puts it up with the right hand and gets it to go. Bauer with it on the left wing. Up top to Bills. Bills has it poked from behind. This Saavedra takes it away, and now she slows it down and backs it out. 5 seconds to go, and the Bruins are going to pick up the 80-52 win. As they pretty much played even with the Mustangs there in the second half. They pulled away by a few more, but not many. Leading the way for the Bruins, it was Rashawn Gilkent, 15 points. On 4 of 7 shooting from the field, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line. She also had 6 assists and 3 rebounds. Shelby Richards also had 15 on 6 of 23 shooting. She was 2 of 10 from the 3-point line and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She also had 8 boards. And then Cassidy Whitney with 14 was 4 of 8 from the field, 5 of 10 from the free throw line. She also had 9 boards to lead the team. 6 of them were offensive boards. She also had an assist and 2 steals. On the Western Wyoming side, leading the way for them with 12 points was Sadie Mortensen. She finished 3 of 6 from the field, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. She also had a board and an assist. And then the only 2 other players with 9 points as a least